Hey everyone! Today's video is going to be kind of in honor of something that a lot of people on YouTube are doing right now, and that's a back to school special. School starts next month in August, and depending on where you live, it can start really soon, or like mine doesn't start until the 22nd. So some people are doing like an outfit of the day or back to school fashion or how to get organized for school. Mine is going to be something a little bit different, and it's what you need to know if you're planning on taking an online college course. There's a lot of people these days that are deciding to do online courses instead of going to their college campus, and I am one of those people. I have taken online classes for the past 2 semesters, and I will be taking online classes coming up in the fall, and I have one campus class that I'll actually go to campus for. So I don't know how many of you guys out there that have taken online courses, and I'm sure that there's probably a lot that haven't, and you guys don't know what to expect. So this is a list of 8 things that you need to know before you take an online course. So let's just get into it. And I'm going to be looking down because I have my little list here. So the first one is, if you are not good with computers, don't take an online class. And I know this probably sounds like common sense to some people, but to some people it's not. So if you are not computer literate, you might want to kind of second think taking an online course, because it requires you to know computers and at least know how to navigate through. You don't have to know everything about computers, because I don't, but you need to be computer literate. So the second one is, get a newer computer or a newer laptop if you don't have one already. If you have a Windows 1995 computer, I mean, come on. You need a newer computer. The computer I use is a Toshiba laptop, and I got it in January of this year. So it is a newer laptop. And that's just something that you need, because you're going to need it to run kind of quickly and to be able to download some of the assignments, or to actually send some of the assignments. You have to download certain programs, and they won't download with a older or a slower computer. So if you're in the market to that, I would just consider either upgrading your computer or laptop, or just buying a completely new one. It's going to pay off in the end. So the third one is, if you are not a fast learner, don't take an online course. Online courses, they say that they aren't easier, or you can do it at your own pace. That's not true. You don't go at your own pace. You can go at your own pace throughout the week, but it's not like you get all of your assignments at the beginning of the semester and then you have until whenever to turn them in. That's not the case. You go week by week, and you have to keep up with your assignments. So if you're not a fast learner, you might go ahead and go to campus where you can have that one-on-one interaction with the professor. That's just my opinion. I don't have a problem with taking online courses. I like them better. So that's just kind of like a personal opinion. The fourth one is, if you are a procrastinator, don't take an online class. That is probably the biggest one out of my list. I probably should have made that number one. But if you're a procrastinator, you're probably going to fail at online classes. I'm just going to be honest with you, because you cannot wait until the last minute to get your assignment in. I mean, what if your computer crashes? What if your computer gets a bug in it and you can't get it up? What if your battery dies and you don't have any way of getting your computer up? The professors don't care what your excuse is. It doesn't matter. I had a professor in the summer that literally, as soon as we opened up the course for the first time, a pop-up came up and said, if you have anything scheduled over this 8-week course, I don't care if it's a vacation, I don't care what it is, you need to go ahead and drop this course right now, because I don't care what the excuse is for late homework. I don't accept it. It doesn't matter. They don't care if your grandma died and you had to go out of town for 4 days. It doesn't matter to them. So if you're a procrastinator, don't take these. I know it might seem like a little bit better to take an online course for procrastinators, because you don't have to go to class every day, but you have to probably keep up with your assignments more with an online class than you would at the regular class. The fifth one is, If school isn't important to you, don't take an online class. School needs to be one of your top 5 priorities, or even top 3. I would say top 3 priorities. It just goes back to the whole procrastinator thing. If school's not important to you, you're not going to do your homework, and just because you're going to get into the mindset of if you don't have to go to class and you don't have to do your work. And that's not the case with an online course. So if school isn't important to you, I would rethink that. You might actually need like the extra little push to go to campus. That might be what you need to succeed in school, and you're not going to get that from an online class. And the 6th one is, in the beginning, when you sign up for an online class, your classes don't open until like the actual first day of school, and you'll have tutorials in there, or a lot of the times if it's your first online course, you can do an actual tutorial, and I would suggest to do those tutorials. The system that we use at my school, it's called Blackboard, and they actually had a whole Blackboard tutorial for people that have never taken online classes before, and I would suggest to do that. And whenever you sign up for the courses, your teachers will give you like your first week of assignments will be to do all the tutorials. Do those tutorials because it will help you out. You're not gonna know where to check your grades or where to check your assignments or how to post a discussion board if you don't do these. So I would suggest to do those. The 7th one is buy a calendar and use it every single day. I have one of those giant calendars, and it's actually up on my refrigerator right now, and I use it every single day. There's something written in a slot for every single day. Write all your assignments down. You'll get a syllabus whenever you sign up for the class. Write every single assignment down. Write when all of your discussion boards are due, because that's going to help you, especially if you have more than one class. That was one of my main places like where I didn't keep up, is because I didn't have this calendar at the start of the summer. And I took 2 summer classes, and they go twice as fast in the summer, and it was so hard to keep up with the dates. So definitely get a calendar and use it every day. It's helped me so much to have that. And the 8th one is just, if you don't understand something, ask your professor, ask other students. You don't have that face-to-face contact, so you're not going to get that. Email your professor or email another student. I made friends with people that I had classes with, and we actually got together and worked on our assignment out of class. It wasn't required, but we went ahead and did that. So if you don't understand something, ask. They don't mind to answer questions for you because they know that you don't have that face-to-face contact. And besides, if you don't ask, I mean, you could do it all wrong. And like I said, they don't care what your excuse is. They don't care why your assignment is turned in wrong. They're going to ask you, why didn't you ask if you didn't understand the assignment? So that is just my short little list of things that you need to know about taking an online course if you're considering it. I like online courses better because I don't have to go to campus, and to some extent, I do get to work at my own pace. It's real easy. You get your assignments on a Sunday night, and they're due on Monday, so you know what to expect every single week. And if you guys have any questions, or if you want to know what classes I took, I've taken 4 so far. If you want to know what those are, you can either put it down in the comment section, or you can inbox me on my personal YouTube account. So I hope this helps you guys, the people that are debating whether or not to take them. Yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks, guys.